Hi, I'm Nick, and I want to tell you a story today about a boy who didn't feel like he belonged in the place that he was born. This boy was 18 when his mom reminds him yet again that he had always yearned to be in the US. She says to him, "You're so different that I sometimes wonder if I might have brought the wrong baby home from the hospital." She says this in an endearing way that only moms can, so the boy takes this as a simple, harmless remark. But as this boy grew, he started university and began meeting people who looked very different from him. These were exchange students from faraway places that he had never visited. He is in the campus gym one day when he notices someone wanting to use the bench he was using. "You can have it," he says. The woman flashes a grateful smile and says, "Thank you." They start talking and quickly become friends, hanging out often on campus for the rest of the semester. He finds out that she's Danish, and he starts peppering her with questions whenever they hung out. "How do you find it here? What do you have at home that you don't have here? Do you miss that? Would you move here?" And she started asking similar questions in the opposite direction. For the rest of uni, this young man meets exchange students from everywhere. Living on campus helped fill his social calendar, but he notices that he is most drawn to the people who come from Europe. These friends help him see what he doesn't see about himself and the country he was born in. For the first time in his life, he grasps the vastness of the world we inhabit. A couple of years later, he graduates from uni and starts his life in the real world of work and independence. One evening, out for dinner with friends, he hears one of his friends lament, "Oof, I'm tired. I have this new colleague and oh man, don't get me started, he's such a suck-up." The second friend says, "I need to get this promotion before we can even think of having kids." As the young man sits there listening, watching the same conversational pattern repeating yet again, the same pattern of complaints and quiet discontent, his mind escapes to his exchange friends. He wonders if they were having the same kinds of conversations with their friends in Denmark, Switzerland, Poland, the UK. If not, what were they talking about when they met for meals? He hoped it was not this, because even at the beginning of his career, he could see how mundane and painful it would be if this was going to be the rest of his life. He starts asking his friends if they would consider moving overseas. One said no, because whenever he traveled, he always missed the conveniences that home afforded. Another said no, the idea of living somewhere unfamiliar made him stressed and out of control. Another just laughed and said, matter-of-factly, "No, why would I leave Singapore? It's great here." The young man feels more and more out of place. It feels like he was born in the wrong place among the wrong people. For every friend he knew that shared his values and sensibilities, there were 9 others who didn't. He realized he needed to do something about it because he felt like he didn't belong. Hey, I have some news to share with you guys. Hi! So, the news is that I am moving to Berlin. I'm going there for work. This is really exciting news for me. It's been about 6 years in the making. This is something that I have been thinking about doing for the longest time. It looks as though the last 6 years has been a natural journey towards relocation, but really none of this is natural at all. It's been planned. It's been me trying my best to create the opportunity for me to go overseas. I want to be able to appreciate just how big the world is physically. I remember in 2013, we went on a road trip, the very first road trip we've ever been on together. And we drove around California, and that blew my mind because in Singapore, we are 700 square kilometers big. That's kind of 40 kilometers from east to west and about 25 kilometers north to south. That's really small. It's mind-boggling how big this world is, and I want to see more of it. If you haven't guessed it already, that young man was me. That video was recorded 6 years ago, and watching it now still gives me chills. I'm honestly gonna be forever grateful that I made myself record my motivations for moving from Singapore to Berlin, because that's what enabled me to see and string together a series of disparate events and decisions I've made to understand why I'm doing what I'm doing. So maybe you're wondering, where am I now? In which part of the world is this cozy little corner that I'm sitting in? Well, I've moved from Singapore to Berlin, and later on from Berlin to a smaller city in Germany called Düsseldorf. Düsseldorf is not exactly a famous city, but it is home for us now. But I guess the real question is, am I happy now? Do I feel like I belong to the people here and the culture here in Germany? Will I stay here for the rest of my life? Those are big questions, and my answers are yes, I'm happier. Yes, I feel like I belong here a little more, but no, I am not sure if I will stay here for the rest of my life. The thing is, the world is big, but we only have so much time to explore, so it's really hard to say that I like this place so much that I'm going to settle here, ignoring the possibility that there might be an even better place for my wife, me, and my daughter in this world. What I do know is this. I believe that if you're not happy, if you feel like a misfit, especially in the place you didn't choose to be born in, and if you believe there's a better place for you in this big, beautiful, mysterious world, then you should do something about it. You should move away from a bad spot to a better spot. I've done it and would 100% recommend it. It's the only true way to change your life because so much of who we are depends on location and people. So, yeah, that's why I started this channel. I guess I just wanted to hear more stories like mine. People who left home not because they hated it, but because they were curious, or restless, or just felt like something wasn't quite right where they were. And I thought if I can find these people and talk to them, not about logistics or visas or top 10 lists, but really talk to them about how life feels on the other side, maybe it would help someone out there who is in the same spot that I was. Because moving isn't just about changing your location. It's about changing your perspective, your surroundings, sometimes even your sense of self. So if you are thinking of making a change, or you just want to see people think, live, and figure things out, then you are in the right place. I hope these stories help you feel a little less stuck. And who knows, maybe it will even help you to move.